Now let's look at teaching yourself empowering habits. For me, those empowering habits were, first of all, exercise, reading a lot, and reading constructive information and things. It was about eating the right stuff. So for me, it was letting go of meat, milk, and all other foods that really weren't good for my system. And this module is about me teaching you about anything that you want to learn to empower yourself with, whether it's starting something new, any new habit that you feel that you want to acquire, that you've just been stuck with, that you can't start, or that you just don't feel disciplined or motivated enough. I'm going to go through what worked for me, the emotions that I felt, the experience that I went through, and for you to reflect on that and allow yourself to build any empowering habit that you feel is constructive in your life. So first off, exercise was something that I've always loved to do. But in the times that I was hooked into disempowering habits such as drinking too much and procrastinating, I really wasn't on a great exercise routine. I would still do it often, and I would do it regularly because I was always a sportsman and I've loved it, but I wasn't doing it as often as I liked, and I wasn't doing it empowering enough. I knew I wanted more. I wanted to really express my love for running and for playing squash, and I just wasn't spending enough time with that. The very first thing I started to do is build myself a training sheet or schedule, and it's as easy as that. I just did it every single day of my life. I would wake up and I would get up and I would go for my run. I typically wake up around 5:30 and I'd go for my run, come back, and I'd feel great about myself. But trust me, every morning, even now, I do wake up so many times where I feel, oh, I just don't want to go for this run. I'm tired, I don't have the energy, it was really cold, it is cold outside. I just don't want to do it. And that's fine. Again, I just allow those sensations to be there, the voice to be there, the feelings to be there. And for me it was, okay, setting my alarm 3 or 4 times. It would go at 5, it would go at 5:15, it would go at 5:20, and just allowing myself space to wake up, because I'm not one that would just jump out of bed. There's some teachings that would just say, the moment the alarm goes up, jump out of bed and go straight into it. I needed to give myself space, I needed to give myself time, and I needed to tell myself it's now the moment to get up. So I would do that in a process of half an hour. I'd wake up and then I'd lie and I'd be ready and still allow my body to relax and be in the space of sleeping, but slowly waking up. But after the hour or half an hour that the alarm was ringing and going off, I would get to a point where I got up, I'd put on my socks, I'd put on my shoes, I'd put on my stuff, whatever noise was there, whatever my body kept telling me or my mind, it's cold, it's uncomfortable, it would be okay. I would say it's okay. I just not get hooked into it. And it's all about doing those little things. I said to myself, okay, we're going to just run around this block, even if it's just for 10 minutes. And that already allowed me to tell myself in a way, it's okay, it's not going to be that long, it's just around the block, it's no problem. And so this is my suggestion to you. If you're starting something new, it is really about that first step and doing the small steps in the beginning. But doing those steps every single day, or doing them as much as you can. So not waiting 3 or 4 or 5 days. It's about doing them every single day. And Stephen Covey talks about it in their 7 habits. Learning a new habit takes about 3 weeks, but you have to do this every day. So if you can do something for 3 weeks, 21 consecutive days, typically it's part of what you do. It's part of your system. It's part of something you've taught yourself. So you will face a challenge, a mountain, a block, a wall, uncomfortable emotions, all of those for 3 weeks, and they will be intense. And after that, they will be much less intense, but they'll still be there. So trust me, you'll always have that bit of resistance. And that's just you and your emotions going through what they're going through. Just don't get hooked into it. Take that first step and go and do that first step forward, the second and the third and the fourth, and just start running. And for me it was, like I said, I tell myself today I'll just go for the smaller run. Later on I started running with weights. I'd say, okay, today I'm not taking the weights, I'll just go for my run. And yes, there were days that I wouldn't take my weights, I'd just go for my run, or I'd just go for the shorter run. And that's fine. But doing it every day gave me the ability to know that I can do it every day. And after I did it, I felt exceptionally good about myself. And exercising is an amazing way for your blood and for your body to feel good, to feel healthy, to breathe in and to breathe out, to let go of the toxins, to work through a lot of emotions. Because for me, the run would become part of a meditation. It would become the opportunity very early in the morning when it was still very dark, just to run and be in my own space next to the ocean, hear the sounds that I hear, be with my dog. So it would become a very grateful space, and it would become something I would do every single day up to this day. And today I find myself in the space where I can run 10 kilometers every single day. And that was just a space that I couldn't imagine then. And running 10 kilometers a day is quite a distance. And doing it every single day, well, that's an accomplishment. And for me, that was a big accomplishment. So, to summarize, you're going to be facing uncomfortable emotions. You're going to be facing the thoughts. Again, allow them to be. Find your routine, whatever that means. Jumping right out of bed, if that works for you, do that. If not, put forward 3 or 4 times. But it's about taking that first step, as uncomfortable as it is. Do it. Then give yourself space. So if you're doing a 5 kilometer run, 2 kilometer run, 10 kilometer run, whatever it is, tell yourself today we're just going to do 1 kilometer. Just going to go around the block. We're just going to walk. But do that. Do it every day. And even if you do it for 3 days and you just do the walk, as long as you do it every day, that is my suggestion. So it's about doing the small things every day and doing them correctly. And then also being grateful about what you've achieved. So doing the small walk is better than having lied in the bed. For me, that was great. Just having gone out, breathed, gone for the run, I felt good about myself. So this was a way for me to start building empowering habits. And so I applied that same teaching, that same learning to not watch TV or to start to read books. And in the beginning it was like, I didn't really like reading. And it was let's read 1 page a day. Out of 1 page became 2, out of 2 pages became 3, and now I read almost half a book every night. And it doesn't mean that because I'm reading you should read. Find whatever it is that constructively empowers you. So obviously television doesn't, but some things on television do. So if you find a show that's empowering, that's helping you to connect to possibly a new hobby, a new passion that you want to connect with, cooking, writing, reading, business, do it. And make time. That's the other big thing. We tell ourselves we don't have the time, we don't have the opportunity, and these are all the excuses that come up. Make the time. So if you didn't have, and I didn't have time at the days, it was very early in the morning, and if my day started, typically there wouldn't be time. So I would make the time very early in the morning, 5 o'clock, where nobody was awake yet. Kids weren't awake, wife wasn't awake. That was my time. I made that time for myself. And if it's about exercise, trust me guys, it's more difficult in the evenings. Yet I've taught myself to go running in the morning and in the evenings, and I face those same challenging emotions, those same challenging things in the evening as I face in the morning, sometimes more so because the day's been draining, it's been intense, it's been heavy, lots of things, and in the evening I just want to relax. But I tell myself, even if I just go for one walk around the block, it's good. And when I tell myself that and I start going around the block, I just end up running anyway and I feel great. In summary, if you're trying to let go of a disempowering habit or to build an empowering habit, and really look at those words, empowering and disempowering, you will relate yourself in your own lives where it reflects for you. These are the steps that I followed. These are the steps you can follow. You will face challenging emotions. You will face thoughts. You will face your fears that you've put out there, and it's okay. Allow them to be. Allow them to be present, and just don't get hooked or connected into them. Take small steps, but do those steps every single day. So face that challenging wall as much as you can. Face those emotions, face those excuses, face whatever it is you are facing. Whether you are building something new, an empowering habit, or letting go of a disempowering habit. It's the same process. Facing it over and over and over again as much as you can will get you through that. So it's the little steps that really are the profound growth and the ability to get through that. Then praise yourself. So express the gratefulness, the gratitude that you have for doing the small things. And the little small steps end up in the big journey. So that was for me the ability to end up to run 10 kilometers, to let go of things that I never thought I could let go of. So it's the daily things and it's the small things as well as the gratitude that are really the ability to build or let go of the disempowering things in our lives. For me, my current routine looks as follows. So the empowering habits I've built myself is that at 5 o'clock I get up every morning. And so that alone was one of them that I had to build. I wasn't an early starter. I would get up 7, 8 o'clock and typically be late for work, rushed, in a space of hurry. And teaching myself to get up early was a bit of a challenge, but that was one. So I get up at 5, 5:30 in the mornings. Then I go for my run. And during my run, I have a prayer session on the beach, and this is about 3/4 of an hour. Then I come back, I do stretching. These are all empowering habits that I taught myself. I was never a big stretcher, so after my run, I wouldn't do stretching at all. And I learned all the positive things there are about yoga, about stretching, about breathing, about praying, and then meditating. So yeah, I get up at 5 o'clock or at 5:30, I go for my run, I do my prayer session, I get back, I do my stretching, then I get down, I do my meditation. After my meditation, I do a technique called Wim Hoff. After Wim Hoff, which is intense breathing, I get into the shower, I do a cold shower, and then get out, eat a very healthy breakfast, and get right into work. And then at work, I'd have certain rituals that I'd follow. I'd do my task list, and I'd be early in the office, do a task list for myself, look at my emails only at a specific time in the day. I'd have an ability to create little sticky notes for myself to remind myself about the priorities that I needed to face for the day. So I'd schedule my tasks and my processes for the day against priority tasks versus unnecessary tasks. And these are all things that I had to teach myself that I wasn't even aware. And there's so many productive coaches and teachers and teachings and opportunities to learn, and some might resonate for you, some might not. And these are all the things that are out there and that you can hook into and that you can teach yourself and empower yourself with, that can make your life easy, that can make your life comfortable, more efficient, whether in business or in the personal space. And then if I come home, would be the same process. I'd go for a run, I'd eat healthy again, I'd spend time with my family, and I get to bed by no later than 9 o'clock. And this is something I've followed actively or followed through on actively for the last 3 years. And I can say that it's profoundly impacted the way I live and the way I experience life. I feel great, I feel healthy, I feel relaxed, I feel at ease, I feel comfortable with the emotions, whatever they are, however they come. And I think just to summarize that little one word, I feel empowered. Empowered with the things that I've taught myself that are helping me feel this way. And it's the healthy eating, the healthy drinking, lots of water, the healthy sleeping, the healthy exercising, the healthy things I feed my mind, the books and the videos and the processes and the people. And these are all important if you want to live in a space and be in a space that is comfortable, that is easy, that is connected, that lets you feel creatively empowered, innovatively empowered, which are all the things that are important to me. This is the module where we look at how do you stay disciplined and motivated. I also, again, don't really like using those words, disciplined, motivated, etc. They're just a label that we've, again, attached to something that we give power to. So I don't believe there's such a thing as being motivated in the sense of always being motivated. We will all come to a space where we just don't feel motivated, or a bit of demotivation even. And so if we, again, in the first module, if you look at the labeling and the judgment, if we've come to label motivation as a coin that we use that to ourselves, that we don't feel motivated or we feel demotivated, we come into a space of giving our power away. Very important on this process. There is no such thing as staying motivated or staying disciplined. Those are just words. We are all just normal human beings. We all face our ups and downs, our cycles, however they mean. It's the judgment, the labeling, and the expression we use that gives our power away. So my teaching here is to let go of these words again. Let go of the word motivated, let go of the word discipline. Bring yourself to a space of doing the small things every day. So doing something every day, and whatever that something is for you on that day, but just do something. Because you might even say by doing nothing, you're still doing something. So by not taking a choice or by not doing something, you are actually still doing something. So as long as you're taking that one step into the direction that you want to take, that is one step more than you have typically or might have typically taken. That is being motivated daily, being disciplined daily. Again, as with my last modules on letting go of disempowering habits or building empowering habits, you will face the same emotions, the same challenges, the same situations, that you'll get to places where you just don't feel motivated, you don't feel emotional or disciplined. These are, again, just emotions that you are facing and feeling, and that is normal. That is part of being human. That is part of your process. So again, allow them to be. See them for what they are. Why are you not feeling this way? Why is this coming up for you? And then yes, do listen to your body. If you feel more tired than usual and you know you've been exercising a lot or not eating properly, then give your time or give yourself space to relax. But then just go for a walk instead of the run. So don't just let go of everything. Go still do something. So still the small step in that right direction. Don't let go of it completely. Don't go and eat the chocolate cake now because you feel that that's going to give you the deserving credit that you've not eaten anything sweet for the last 3 to 4 weeks, because that's just going to put you back. You know that that's not good for you. Know that it's going to give you a momentarily feeling of feeling good, but after that you're just going to go and it's not going to be good for your system. You're just not going to feel good about yourself, and that's again a judgment you'll typically label on yourself. So if you can feel good about yourself by eating the cake, that's fine, but your body won't feel good, your system won't feel good. So there's no such thing as staying motivated or staying disciplined. There's just a daily step in the direction that you've put yourself at or forward. Be aware of the words you use to express how you feel, or describe a situation, or talk to your friends or your family or your partner. The words we use are typically what we embody. And one of the reasons we do speak is not so much for the other to hear, it's for ourselves to reflect on. So as we express, we experience our own inner feelings and our own inner thoughts, because through expression we hear them. So it was very important for me to come to the awareness of how I express myself. I cannot, or I am not. And the words I am is a very powerful word. I am bad, I am wrong, I am this. So be aware that you are none of those things. Again, you are more than what you've labeled yourself as. You really don't want to give yourself the negative I am connotations. You are not something bad, you are not something negative, you are not something weak. So try not to say I am, or I am this, or I am that. Rather express yourself from a feeling perspective. So I feel less motivated today. Not I am demotivated, because that takes your power away completely. I feel demotivated today, but I will go for a walk. I feel undisciplined. I feel the urge to drink. I feel in a negative space. Not I am in a negative space, or I am this. Rather express from a space of feeling, because that's the truth. You're just feeling something, or you're thinking something, or thoughts are coming into your awareness. Now again, that's very important when you're in the space of staying motivated, staying disciplined, staying committed. Lastly, I want to use the divine, the universe, God if you may. It is always present. It is always there. It is part of who we are. It is part of me, it's part of you, it's part of everything. There is no more power than the divine. And that power is within me as it is within you. It's the same with all of us. Ask for that. Connect to that willingly. And how do you do that? By asking. And the simple way of open-ended questions is a way of empowering yourself and allowing the universe, God, to hear what it is that you are requiring, that you need help on, that you need support with, that you want to let go with. The most important tool that I can leave amongst this entire module is that the universe, the God, is there to help you in all ways. Just ask. And by asking, you'll be surprised how the help and the support and the guidance comes into your life, how it shows you the way. For me, it was as my teaching has come across to you today. For you, it might be completely different, but it is present always. And an open question really, really gives a lot of power. It really works in magical ways. So for me, it was, show me the way. How do I see this? How do I stay motivated? Show me the way of staying motivated. And put that question out there without expecting an answer back. Just put it out there and allow it to be. And you'll be surprised how that answer comes. Allow me to see how to build this empowering habit. Allow me to hear. Show me, support me, Father. And these are all words that you use in an open-ended question out into the universe, out into the divine, to empower you. And just by that simple teaching, that simple exercise alone, you can be on your journey and you can open up to the divine assisting you in incredible, in amazing ways.